Hello, welcome to Shad Life. I am setting up the software on my SRAM AXS, and the first thing it wants me to do after I sync the app to the device is updating the firmware. This is important. I've heard some people saying they've had issues, and I sometimes wonder if they updated the firmware. So yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and get this updated and see what options are available, and then I'll talk to you about it. Cool. Okay, so the first thing that I did is I went into the app. Well, let's back out of here. I went into the app, and once you're turned on and synced with your rear derailleur, you can go ahead and do configure controls. This is actually the lever, but I flipped these, and I flipped it so the bigger lever up here shifts me into the bigger ring, and the smaller down push shifts me into the smaller ring, which would be harder. So harder gear would be down, easy gear would be up. For me, that just seems more intuitive. I don't know why. Probably because it's the bigger lever on a regular shifter for easier gear and small lever for hard gear, and that's kind of what I feel like this is. I can always change it back too. So then the other thing I did is I went into the app, get back, and you have the option to set the settings, and you can choose to turn this other thing on. So if you don't do anything, all you have is your single shift. So how many ever times you push the button, or you can rapid shift it or whatever. That's still available, but if I want to do like jump a bunch of gears, I can set this up to where if I press and hold the lever, it'll start jumping gears. So in this case, I just left it at the default of all, so I had to toggle that on. Now my phone's going to sleep. And then by toggling that on, I just hold the lever and it shifts through all the gears. So that's kind of really all there is to the app. There is this ability to micro adjust to get it aligned just right. You can do that also with the lever. You don't need the app to do that, but the app might give you a little bit better control, so I might play around with it. But it is pretty cool that you have these different options, and you can flip the way it shifts. So if you like it to be the other way, you can flip it the other way. If you like it to be the way I flipped it, great. Whatever's intuitive to you, and that's what's cool about this, is it can be customized to your liking. So now that I showed you the app and what you can do, I'll show you what happens now when I'm shifting on the bike. Okay, so with those changes that I made, I'll show you how it works. So we're just going to go through just normal shifting, one push each time. So I know you can't see it because I'm standing in the way, but I'm pushing this upper lever to go up. I flipped it because before it would go down. To me, it just seems more logical to make that go up. Maybe if I end up not liking it that way, I can always switch it, but that's how I feel like it should do it. And then I push the smaller one down, and it goes down. And what I've noticed is since I've done that firmware update, it shifts a lot better. Like, it's kind of crazy. A firmware update just improved how this shifts. So that's basically how it normally shifts now. Up push gets me into an easier gear, which is the bigger ring. Down gets me into a harder gear. The other adjustment I made was the push and hold. So if I push up and hold, it'll just keep going until I let go of the button. So I'm going to push and hold up, and it just goes all the way to the top. Now I'm going to push the down and just hold it. It goes all the way into the hard gear. That's pretty sweet. And I can already picture where this will be beneficial, because a lot of times I crest like a hill, I start to go downhill, and I want to get into a hard gear really fast. Or opposite, the worst is when I'm in a hard gear and I come around a corner or something and there's this big climb, and so now if I do that and I'm come into a steep climb, all of a sudden I can just press and hold, and just like that I'm in my easiest gear. But this is so slick. I mean, it's awesome. I think I have a permagrin because I really like this. I'm a software engineer. I totally am geeking out on this. And the fact that I can adjust it when I press and hold, it jumps 3 at a time or 2 at a time. So I could press and hold and then do 3 and then press and hold again and do another 3. We'll see if I like the press and hold and it just shifts. So here's the thing is, it stops shifting as soon as I let go of the lever. So when I start going down, if I press and hold down and then I stop, it stops as soon as I let go of the lever. So it doesn't just always go all the way to the bottom or all the way to the top. So if I want to go midway, press and hold. All right, well, I went a little higher than midway. So it's one of these things, I'll probably have to get used to it. I'll ride it, and I bet you I'll start to figure out how long do I have to press and hold it to get into the gear I want. We'll see. I mean, I'm pretty stoked on this and playing around with it. I will get out before winter on this. I'm hoping tomorrow, the weather's supposed to be pretty decent, and out and do an initial riding review on this and tell you how I like it, because I'm excited to try it and see how I actually like it on the trail. But I'm really liking the options, and like I'm just pressing and holding and it's just going down, and now I'm pushing the button as many times. And that's the other thing, if I know I want to go up 4 gears as I'm going, I just go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I'm done and it goes up 4 gears. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 gears. Go down, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 gears. 1, 2 gears, right? Like the number of times I push the button is how many times it's gonna go up, regardless of whether it's caught up to how many times I push the buttons. So if I go all the way down and I want to go halfway, I just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right? Or 7, whatever you consider half of 12 is, right? Because we can't go 6.5. That would be ridiculous. We can, it would sound terrible. Alright, this is awesome. I really like it. Cool, if you like this kind of content, please like and subscribe. I will get out on this tomorrow with my permagrin. I don't know, I just think this stuff is so cool. And hopefully get you a video of me riding this and letting you know how I like it when I ride it. Peace.